Hey, my name is PolishLynx, welcome to Homeward, part 7? Or something like that, maybe 8, I don't remember. But we are starting the second day of the festival now, so let's get this going. I got up bright and early the next morning with surprising ease and got to school just as the sun started rising. Today it would just be the haunted house, and then I was free until the moonlight dance. I was so eager for the dance that I wanted to skip the haunted house and go straight to the dance, even though we had worked so hard the past couple of days to make it. But first things first, I quickly went to the front of the student council room, where they were distributing the tickets for the moonlight dance, and made sure to get a pair. Since the dance was available for just seniors, I had to produce my student ID to get the tickets. I placed it in my pocket for safekeeping and went to our classroom. By now, our classroom was completely transformed. Are we really inside? A gnarly plant and a human skeleton model we borrowed from the biology room stood beside our door. Okay, since I was going to be operating the lights, I had to enter a small control room inside the class. Just as I was about to do that, I was interrupted by a voice. Riku-kun! Ooh, hello. I jumped in surprise, only to realize that it was just Haruka in the costume. She really got me there. Hey, I think I was pretty successful that time. You really scared me, okay? Her innocent-sounding laugh sounded completely out of place coming from the costume. So, does Riku-kun know how to operate the lights yet? I was just about to try figuring it out. Here, follow me. Haruka led me to a tiny hidden compartment inside the haunted house. Here, you can control the lights using this panel here. You can take a peek at where people are positioned using this hall. She pointed to a small peephole in the wall in front of me. Whenever somebody approaches the tombstones, press this button to create a lightning strike. At that moment, I will appear and scare everyone. I see. So it's like a special scripted event, huh? Are there any other events like that? Since our haunted house isn't that big, we only have that one. What kind of haunted house is that, Dan? Only one? And you prepared it for 2 weeks? Come on. Yeah, whatever. You can press the button to activate the fans for. Haruka demonstrated and blew an air breeze through the class. You also control the ambush lights using these sliders. I don't think we'll need to change those from the initial setting for. Got it. I think that's just about everything. We could barely fit into the cramped compartment, so we get back out into the hallway as soon as we finished. Soon all of our classmates showed up. We all got into our positions and got ready for the day's events. By now, the second day of the culture festival was already well underway. Unfortunately, I couldn't see any of the day's activities yet because I was in the lightning compartment by myself. It sure was cramped in here. The air was pretty stifling too. Just then I noticed a young couple approaching the tombstones through my peephole. As instructed by Haruka, I pressed the lightning button and lit our class with a white flash. Just as the speakers surrounded Haruka appeared from behind some props. Looking at it from for the 14th time today, the entire thing looked kind of silly, but it still worked. The girl squeezed her boyfriend's arms and screamed. He smiled nervously and patted her on the head. I feel kind of sick watching the couple. I don't think Nanami and I would ever become like that. Yes, you will. Whoa, wait a minute. Slow down there, Riku! You're not even going out with Nanami yet. I guess I was getting ahead of myself here. I took off my outer coat and found myself. It was getting pretty hot. I continued my tasks for a few more hours. The end of my shift was now approaching. I wonder what I should do after this. I still had the entire afternoon left until the moonlight dance. Just then, I noticed a lone girl wandering through the haunted house. Just by herself, huh? This should be easy. I activated the fans and got ready to push the lightning button. And there she reached the tombstones! I pressed the button and split the haunted house with a sharp thunderclap. Just one cue, Haruka appeared with both her arms stretched out like a zombie. Huh? There was absolutely no reaction whatsoever from the girl. Were we unsuccessful? Good afternoon, Haruka-senpai. Sora-chan. Wait a minute, that voice. I poked my head out from my compartment and could see that the girl was in fact Sora. Sora, what are you doing here? Looking for you. Here. She handed me a small envelope. What's this? I don't know. Nanami-senpai asked me to deliver it to you. For some reason my heart jumped when I heard Nanami's name. Calm down, Rico. It's only an envelope. Come to think of it, I hadn't told either Sora or Haruka yet that I had asked Nanami out for the dance. I wonder what their reactions will be like. I figured thought that the middle of a haunted house with Haruka in that crazy costume wouldn't be the best place to break the news for, so I decided to hold off on telling them for now. Why not? What's the problem? Well then, see you. With that, Sora left. Seriously, couldn't she have at least pretended to be a little bit scared? Let's return to our position now, Riku good. Look at the letter again! I returned to my compartment and tore the envelope open. A small scrap of paper was inside. I'll be waiting for you at the 7 at the school entrance. See you there. I smiled sheepishly to myself at seeing Nanami's note. I'll meet you there, for certain. Soon our shift at our haunted house was over. Haruka and I finally got out of the classroom and saw the crowded hallways for the first time. There's so many people now. It seems totally different from when we got in the haunted house this morning. There was still a lot of time left until the moonlight dance. Even though I wanted time to flow faster, I suppose that I should make the most of my last high school culture festival. I wonder what I should do. Take a look around with Haruka. Check out Sora's classroom. Check out Nanami's classroom. Why would I go with Haruka now, Nanami's classroom. Go, go, go! Even though we are going to meet for the moonlight dance, I was still really eager to see Nanami again. I made my way to her classroom, but was disappointed to see that Nanami was nowhere in sight. It turned out that her shift was already over and that she had left a while ago. That was too bad. Now I wonder what I should do. Check out Sora's classroom! I went right to Sora's class. She said that we were going to have that maze, didn't she? Oh, Riku! Hey, Sora. Sora's class was themed like an Egyptian tomb. They really went all out on their maze, didn't they? One ticket is 300 yen. Even for your older brother? No exceptions. Oh. I handed Sora some coins and gave the maze a try. Considering that it was contained entirely in Sora's classroom, it was still surprisingly difficult. I barely managed to find my way back out. When I returned, Sora wasn't anywhere inside. That's too bad. I wanted to break the news about Nanami to her. Well, I can just tell her about it later. Now I wonder what I should do. Check out Nanami's classroom again! Even though we were going to meet for the moonlight dance, I was still... it's the same text! Check out Sora's classroom! Is it weird that I want to avoid that one option? I really would like to avoid it, okay? God damn it! Dirty. That's so dirty, okay? I returned to my classroom and saw Haruka nearby and out of her costume. Since I had time to kill before dance, I might as well take a look around with her. And I had to tell her that I had asked Nanami to the dance. Arjan! Riku-kun. Are you busy right now? Nope, to tell the truth, I was wondering what I should do now that my shift was over. But to be honest, why can't you just wander around alone then? Because... God damn. I'm afraid that might lead to something terrible. I'm really afraid. God damn. Well then, let's take a look around. We took a stroll around the schools, checking out what all of the other classes were doing. Look, Riku-kun, the class has a human UFO game. A what? And look, and saw that Haruka was right. There was a guy tied to a rope on the ceiling and it looked like people could control him using a bunch of pulleys. A bunch of prizes were scattered around the floor and the goal was to use the guy to grab them across the classroom and to the target area. Definitely the craziest idea I've seen, although I certainly didn't envy the guy who had to be hanging from the ceiling all day long. Somehow it looks really interesting. Yeah. Sure. I couldn't afford to get distracted much trouble. The entire purpose of walking around Haruka was so that I could tell her about Nanami. Just tell her then, god damn it! For some reason though, it was really hard to bring up the subject all of a sudden. Bull! What was wrong with me? I had somewhat up the courage to ask Nanami out, but how? I was too scared to tell Haruka about it. By the way, why actually you need to tell her about it? I don't see a reason, to be honest. There's no logic in this. It really did make no sense. Exactly! My palms were getting sweaty and my heart was throbbing. Oh my god, maybe I was just afraid of the way Haruka would react. I was scared that this meant that something between us would have to change. What? What are you talking about? Well, to be honest, wouldn't a lot of things have to change if I were to start going out with Nanami? I wonder if I will still be able to be so friendly with Haruka. Of course, Nanami and Haruka were best friends too, so I'm sure there would be no problems at all. My fears were probably completely unfounded. Besides, it's not like I was really going out with Nanami. I only asked her to dance, that's all. Okay, I'd better tell Haruka now before I really lose my chance. Actually, I had something. Fuck. She will try to ask you out! You first. Oh, shit. Really? Yeah. Haruka took a deep breath and as if she was about to say something really important. Riku-kun already got a partner for the moonlight dance, hasn't he? So she already knew. Yes. I knew it. I asked Nanami out just yesterday. Oh, I see. How did you know? I just felt. A silence fell between us two. I looked down, afraid to look at Haruka's face. I wasn't sure how she was going to react to this. And all of a sudden I heard a cheerful voice beside me. Congratulations, Riku-kun. Nona-chan's really good girl. You have to be sure that you are really nice to her, or else I will get really mad. Thanks, you have my word. Nona-chan's been my friend for a long time, so somehow I'm glad that it turned out like this. She used to talk about you a lot when we were younger, you know. Really? I think you were really close to her heart. It was only around the time we entered middle school that she stopped talking. I'm sure that she's relieved you've come back. She really was afraid of having lost you for good back then. I see. I never knew that Nanami had talked about me for such a long time. Even though she was so young, she still remembered me. So, good luck, Riku-kun. I will always be supporting you. I felt a little bit relieved now. Yeah, thanks, Harchan. Thanks a lot. It's really nothing. That was surprisingly easy. Maybe I was just worried for no reason. We continued to stroll through the hallways, seeing all of the other classrooms. Yes! Thank God it turned out like this! Thank you! Thanks for walking around with me, Riku-kun. No, the pleasure was mine. Well then, I think I'll be heading back to see how our haunted house is going. Haruka waved and made her way back to her class. Bye bye! See ya! The time for the moonlight dance finally arrived. There was only 30 minutes remaining until I would have to meet Nanami. I might as well go to the school entrance early. I didn't want to make her wait after all. I was on my way when I reached into my pocket and suddenly realized that I was missing one of my tickets. What? In a panic I dug my hands into my other pockets. Maybe I had just relocated it. To my horror, the ticket was nowhere to be found. Don't worry, maybe I could just get another one. The situation took a turn for the worse when I discovered that the student council room was now empty. Looks like everyone's busy preparing for the dance. My heart began to pound. What had I done? I looked at my watch. There was just 25 minutes left and now until I had to meet Nanami. God damn it, how? I mean, how? This guy is an idiot. All of a sudden I remembered taking my coat while separating the lights in the haunted house. Maybe I had dropped it while doing that. I made my way to my classroom, clinging onto the hope that I would find it there. When I returned, I saw Haruka and a few other students wrapping things up at our classroom. Eh? Riku, what's wrong? A big problem. I think I lost my ticket for the moonlight dance. Eh? I was just thinking that maybe I dropped it while I was inside the haunted house. Or maybe you stole it. Okay, Haruka will help you look too. We ran into that house and combed the floor for any signs of the ticket. However, we found no such luck. I looked at my watch. Oh no, there were only just 8 minutes left now. What was I going to do? I could see that Haruka also had a look of desperation on her face, and I'm pretty sure if she asked you out, she actually has the tickets. So, you know, she probably is not going with anyone. How could I have been so stupid as to actually lose the ticket? I really wanted to give myself a good kick to the head. I'm sorry, Harjan, and right after I promised that I would take good care of her mommy too. All we have to do is find it, and then everything will be alright. The situation was beginning to look more and more hopeless. Even after looking at every possible place the ticket could have fallen, we still came up empty-handed. All of a sudden Haruka spoke. Wait a minute, didn't Sora-chan visit us in the haunted house? Maybe she knows where the ticket went. Haruka was really putting in a lot of effort to help me, but I could tell that she was really just grasping on the edges now. But I guess there was no harm in making sure. We left the haunted house and tracked down Sora. Luckily we found her not far from the house room. Huh? Riku's dance ticket? It's really important that we find it. Do you know where it is? Why? It's not like he has a dance partner or anything. Riku's asked Nanami out. Nanami senpai, but... I had meant to tell her this earlier. This definitely had to be the worst possible way to break the news for Sora. I see. I'm sorry, I wanted to tell her, but there were a lot of things going on today and... it's okay. Sora reached into her pocket. What? Here, you'll need this. How did she? I grabbed the ticket from Sora's hands. There was no doubt about it. This had to have been mine. I felt so relieved that I felt my knees go weak. Thanks, Sora. You really saved me. I look at my watch. Oh shoot, I was already 10 minutes late. Now, I've really got to get going. There wasn't a moment to waste. I waved Sora and Haruka goodbye and ran towards the school entrance. Thanks to the both of you, you guys really helped me. Haruka-senpai, I'm a pretty horrible sister, aren't I? Huh? Is it well, Sora-chan? What? 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 Don't tell me they cooperated this action here, huh? I ran down the stairs and through the hallway. There really wasn't much time left. The round door was inside, full speed ahead. I crashed through the gate and burst into the schoolyard. Nanami! Nanami stood from where she was sitting. Rikun, sorry. I was wondering if you got my note. I was doubled over by now, panting for air. That definitely was the most panic-inducing moment of my life. Sorry. Yeah, it's okay. I just got here myself, actually. Should we get going now? Yeah. We arrived at the bonfire just in time for the beginning of the dance. It was already lit on fire and was glowing brilliantly against the black autumn night. It looks so amazing. An unbelievable sight laid before me. A spiral of couples stood around the bonfire, like a galaxy of tiny planets spinning around the bright center of the cosmos. In the darkness of that autumn evening, Nanami's face was illuminated with the warm light of the fire. A new sensation gripped the inside of my upper throat, where my neck connected with the bottom of the chin. I felt my eyes tingle as if I were about to cry, but felt my head flooding with euphoria. Was this really the feeling of first love? Even if I wasn't exactly sure, all I knew was that I was happy. Come in this way! Nanami grabbed me by the hand and led us closer to the bonfire. Rikun's looking pretty dazed, huh? Yeah. Hold me here. Nanami wrapped my arm around her waist. Now that I thought about it, I didn't even know how to dance. She held on my neck and we spun slowly around in a circle. Around and around! We were a little awkward just holding onto each other and spinning around like that, but it didn't matter for me. For some inexplicable reason, I felt my face getting really weak and my eyes watering. My inside felt warm, as if my entire self was being gently massaged by a sponge. I wanted to call Nanami's name softly, again and again, but held myself back. Wouldn't I be too forward if I did that? I didn't want to ruin this moment by becoming an emotional wreck. Just then, Nanami leaned into my chest and embraced me tightly. The soft scent of shampoo filled me as Nanami's hair rubbed against my cheek. I could feel her body warmth flow into myself. As expected, Nanami felt as warm as the fire inside of her heart. It's such a good thing that you came back. Yeah. Riku, promise me that you will never leave again. I promise. More like I hope. Probably. Thanks. So even someone like Nanami was slowing down for a moment like this. We released each other and looked in our faces. I was an idiot to have left you in the first place. You're just 6 years old, and thanks for remembering me. The same to you. Hey Riku, would you mind if I called you my boyfriend the next time we meet? Not at all. Yes! Success, damn it! Say, isn't this about the moment that we kiss? Suddenly my heart began to beat like crazy. What do I do? All of a sudden I heard a whiz and an explosion behind us. We turned to face the source of the noise. It's so pretty! A landscape of fireworks bloomed over our school, filling the starry sky with color. It felt as if heaven itself was celebrating this moment. This was truly the most amazing day of my life. Nanami, this is so special. From today on, we'll always walk to school together, huh? Always study together. Hey! You will not always go to school, okay? This is your last year of high school, okay? Next time you are going to university, so how long is it in Japan? I don't know. Let's say 3 years. And what? And then work, right? But alright, let's don't iron the moment, okay? Let's continue with the story. Do everything together. I wanted nothing more than for our happy days to continue as they always have. From now, I was sure that I would always be with Nanami, because this place was now my home. Eventually the fireworks ended and the bonfire was extinguished. I suppose it was over now. Nanami, let's go. Homeward. I returned to my house in the days over the events of tonight. Suddenly I realized that my father's car was in the driveway along with another person's. That was strange. He usually didn't come back until later in the night. I entered the doorway. I'm back. There was light coming from the living room. I wandered in, curious at what was going on. A shocking sight awaited me inside. Sora sat at the table, her face as white as stone. My father was sitting at the table facing a woman. As soon as she saw me enter, she stood and approached me. I recognized her face. It was one that I had not seen in many years. A chill of horror went down my spine. Oh no! Mother! Homeward, Part 2, Childhood Friend. I laid on my bed. It was now 4 AM and I still had not gotten a moment of sleep. So, it really was all over now. My mother had been released from the hospital. Apparently the doctors had called her recovery a miracle. However, for me it was more of a curse. She had come last night to inform us that she was going to take Sora back. She was going to move out in 2 weeks. And as for me, I was going to be relocated back to America at that time as well. What? No! Come on! You are finishing high school, graduating from high school, god damn it, so basically, who cares? You can stay, okay? Stay there, damn it! Be a man! As always, my opinion didn't matter. It was told to me as a fact that I had no future in Japan. What? This was all apparently supposed to be the best for me. Why waste time learning English in Japan when you could just live in America? Why waste time fooling around with some girl when you should be thinking about your future? Okay, that's bullshit. I was overwhelmed with the urge to punch my fist into the wall. I had absolutely no idea how I could possibly face Nanami tomorrow. And after I had said all that, I was an absolute moron. Why did I have to say all that of that to her? I should have known that something like this would happen. It was just how my life worked. Tearing me from Nanami on the night she confessed. Blowing up the most precious night of my life so easily. And to stamp out at any last trace of hope, not even letting me graduate from high school with everyone. Somehow, perhaps this was just my destiny. Destiny to wander the world alone forever, always to slowly build up my life, slowly, agonizingly, slowly, on to have it mercilessly torn apart in an instant. That's when you stand against the obstacles, okay man? And then to slowly rebuild again, even slower than before, only to have it destroyed again in a flash. And this cycle would repeat, again and again, for eternity until I finally gave away to the horror. What truly was the purpose of such life? Well then, goddammit, man up and stand against it! Why bother making friends? Why bother make memories? Why bother with Nanami? I felt tears running down my face, but I could not make a sound. I wanted to howl, I wanted to scream, I wanted to smash everything in my room to pieces, to tear up all of my school books and to shred my uniform to pieces. But, how pathetic. I only had the will to cry. I really was the worst. I must have passed the entire weekend in days on top of my bed, sorry. I stared up at the ceiling of my room. It felt as if my insides were burning. A part of me was ashamed of myself. How long had I locked myself inside of this room? In some distant corner of my brain, I was begging myself to get up and see Nanami. My days with her were running out with each passing second. I couldn't waste them all, lying on top of my bed, staring at the ceiling. My mind was sobbing, it was screaming. It wanted to strangulate me dead for being like this. Every second that I wasted, who knew what I could have been doing with everyone in that time. But I was immobilized. How could I ever tell Nanami about this? So what, you will just go without telling her? That I was going to leave her again for the second time, and after I said all those things to her at the dance, then I tell you to man up and... She'd think that I was a complete liar. All of a sudden I heard my cell phone ring. I look at the call ID. It was Nanami. Hello. Hey Riku, let's do something fun. Sorry Nanami. I don't think... did you catch a cold, Riku? Your voice doesn't sound that good. Yeah, I did. Sorry. Oh my gosh! He's so annoying at the moment. I see. Well, cheer up. You'll always have me to take care of ya if it gets any worse. Thanks. No problem. See you later, Riku. Get better soon. I'll see you, Nanami. I hang up. What a coward I was. I couldn't tell her. There was no way I could just break something like this to her so simply. Yes, there is. And if you don't want to do that, then freaking fight! What was I going to do? Gripped my frustration and pulled the pillow over on my head and squeezed my eyes shut. Hearing a knock on my door, I opened my eyes and sat back up. Sora, is that you? Riku? Yeah? There's something I need to tell you. You can come in, sir. The door creaked softly as Sora entered the room and took a seat next to on my bed. It's unfair. How they just decide things by themselves? I guess that's just how it's always been, huh? Upon seeing Sora's face, I lost my ability to concentrate. I was running from one thought to the next, trying to find some way to prevent my departure. Wasn't there some tiny detail that I had missed? Some chance that I had to somehow escape what was going to happen? I thought, but it came to nothing. There's nothing. We can do anything. Wait a second. Don't you need a passport to travel from Japan to America? What would happen if that passport for some reason burned? I'm pretty sure they wouldn't get it done very quickly. Sorry, Sora. You are so lame, brother. I should have known. Our fun days together had merely distracted me from the inevitable truth. I was destined to be alone, and there wasn't anything that I could do about it. The endless cycle of farewells would continue. Sora sighed. She had a resigned expression on her face. I guess it was the same look I had. Look at us two. We matched. Hey, Sora, do you want to cut school together tomorrow? It's not like there was any point in going to class anymore anyways. Do you want to go anywhere? Me neither. Let's just play Hikikomori together in this room. Yeah, I bring the Xbox from downstairs. I can also bring some manga. The truth was, we were both lonely. We couldn't tell our friends that we were leaving because neither of us could admit it ourselves. We wanted our days together to continue. Somehow, if we told our friends that we were leaving, it would only make our departure more absolute. Sora and I ended up spending all of Monday locked in my room. I felt torn inside. A part of me wanted to see Haruka and Nanami again. Only Nanami? We were just wasting precious time that we could be using to have fun with everyone. However, I knew that I couldn't bear to tell them that we would never see each other again in just a couple of days. After one evening came, so we had spent the entire day by ourselves. All of a sudden, the doorbell went off. Are you going to get that? I guess. I went downstairs and opened the door. Riku-kun! Surprised to see Haruka step out in the porch. Evening, Haruchan. What's the matter? You didn't come to school today? Yeah, sorry. Are you feeling okay? Nana-chan told me that you caught a cold. Actually about that. I'm sorry, but I'm actually not sick. Then what's the matter? A heavy feeling came within me. I took a seat on the steps leading down to the yard. Haruka sat down beside me, with a concerned look on her face. The truth is, I'm going to have to return to America again in just weeks. I only found out on Friday night after the dance. Riku-kun is... Yeah. What happened? I thought Riku-kun was going to stay here. Even if I wanted to tell Haruka everything, just where did I even start? I needed to tell her everything about my mother and Sora, and who knew what else. It's pretty complicated. The truth is... In the end, I told Haruka everything about it. About my mother, about Sora, about everything. My parents divorced right after Sora was born. I don't have any childhood memories of my mother or of my sister, so I would never even have gotten the chance to live with Sora again had my mother not gotten ill. I see. But now that she's out of the hospital, that's all over now. She's going to take Sora away in just a few days. Let's... Okay, another option crossed my mind. And it's not a nice option. Now that we don't have to watch over Sora anymore, we're going to return to America. I don't think I'll ever be able to come back here again. I didn't mean to make you worry by staying silent. It's just that, something like this. Oh, I understand. My father won't listen to me no matter how much I tell him I don't want to move. It's really hopeless. But you can't stay alone until you leave. Go to school. Riku-kun, everyone misses you. Especially Nana-chan, she was so worried about you today. But it's too late. I won't be able to see you guys ever again in just a few days now. Yeah, as long as you don't give up, there's always hope. There's always hope that something will happen to your mother. But what could be possible to do? Something like this was beyond anyone's ability to control. Does Riku-kun want help telling this to Nana-chan? I've been her best friend since middle school. I could talk to her. Sorry, Haruchan, but could you keep this a secret from Nanami for now? I still haven't found the right words to tell her yet. Okay, I'll do that for you, Riku-kun. But you still need to come to school, for Nana-chan's sake. Haruka could be pretty forceful when she wanted to be. But she still had a point. After having said all those things to Nami, I couldn't just abandon her. Now that Haruka was here, I had no choice but to relent. You're right. Even if I'm going to have to leave, I just can't. I can't just ignore everyone. You and Nami are my most important friends. I can't just leave without at least trying my best. You can't give up. I'll come to school tomorrow. Maybe. I'm sorry for making you worry, and thanks for coming to see me. It wasn't a problem at all. I'm glad that Riku-kun's coming to school after all. By the way, here you go. Haruka reached into her bag and withdrew a pile of homework. Here's the material you missed today. As Inchu, it's my duty to make sure that you've caught up by tomorrow. Even at a time like this, Haruka was still serious about her job. Sorry. I'll make sure to do it, maybe. Then I'll see you tomorrow. Riku-kun. After waving Haruka goodbye, I went back to my room. I slammed down the makeup homework on my desk and got working, prompting weird looks from Sora. Huh? I changed my mind. Let's go to school after all. Alright, let's end the episode after all. Yeah, let's end it here. So, we'll go to school and, well, hopefully, we'll be able to stay in Japan. Because that's important. We need to stay there, okay? No moving away to the America. Yes, that's what are we aiming for. So, see you in the next episode where we will try to do that. Bye.